Yes, Madam Chair, members of the Committee on Appropriations. Today po, nag-present po yung ating economic team, ang kanilang plans and programs at yung mga nagawa nila for the past. Pero nakita ko po yung schedule ng ating budget briefings sa pre-plenary. Wala po doon, hindi po nakaschedule yung House of Representatives. So is there a law that exempts the House of Representatives from presenting the budget to our colleagues before it goes into plenary?
In previous years po, if I may respond to Representative Tiangco, in previous years po, there are certain agencies who do not have pre-plenary hearings. They go straight to plenary. So it's not just the House of Representatives or Congress of the Philippines in general. There's also SUCs. There are no pre-plenary deliberations. Even the other OEOs, the other executive offices po, hindi na po natin isinasalang sa pre-plenary budget hearings.
Pero po, Madam Chair, ang laki po ng budget ng House of Representatives, no? Nasa 30 plus billion. Halos kasing laki lang siya ng DOST. So bakit hindi po natin siya idaan sa pre-plenary hearings? Kasi dapat natin malaman kung paano ginastos yung budget ng House noong 2025, paano ginagastos yung 2026, at ano po yung basihan ng 2027 budget proposal. At kadalasan, nagpropose po ang House ng insertion na mas malaki pa doon sa original budget. Just like 2026, no? 16 billion lang po ang NEP natin, pero ang total budget is 35 billion. So mas malaki pa. Tapos hindi man pre-present. Paano po kami magtatanong sa plenary kung hindi naman pre-present po sa budget briefing yung mga pinagkagastusan? So I would like to request, kung wala namang legal exemption o constitutional provisions that exempt the House of Representatives, we must go through exactly the same process as other departments. Dapat po ipresenta po yung budget ng House of Representatives kung wala po tayong tinatago.
Definitely po, Kong Toby, definitely wala po tayong tinatago. As was the case last year, when the budget of the House was presented during plenary, tinayuan po ng isa po sa ating mga vice chairpersons, si Vice Chair Maricar Zamora, tinayuan niya po yung budget ng Congress of the Philippines, and we opened the deliberations on that. But if the request of the Honorable Tiangco is to do a pre-plenary for Congress, we will submit that to the for consideration of the House leadership, because usually naman po it's something like it's not just the Congress of the Philippines budget. As I mentioned before, there are a lot of OEOs na other executive offices na hindi na po natin dinadaan sa plenary. So we will definitely submit that for the consideration of the House leadership.
Madam Chairman, why do we have to submit it? This is about transparency. This is about the budget of the House. May question na nga kung bakit MOOE natin by by certification. So bakit hindi natin ipakita kung paano ginastos? Yan lang naman ang tanong eh. Yes or no?
Yes po. We are one with you, Representative Tiangco, in
Ma'am, you are one with
pushing
me,
for
but you are just
transparency.
you're circling around the question. So I want to know bakit ayaw natin i-pre-plenary yung budget ng House of Representatives.
Kong Toby, just to be very clear, we are not saying no. We are saying that this is not a decision that I can make right now. That is subject to the consideration of the House leadership. So again po, I am not saying no. Again, we've done so many reforms to promote transparency. We've done the BARC, bukas na po lahat ng mga amyenda, pinapakita po natin line by line, not just in the House, in the level of the House of Representatives, but even at the level of the Bicameral Conference Committee, pinapakita na rin po natin lahat ng amendments. So again, if this is a push towards transparency, most definitely po, we will support this, but this is not a decision that we can make at the moment. This needs to be submitted for the consideration of the House leadership.
Madam Chair, you're not saying no, but you're not saying yes also. Diba? I mean, ano bang problema? What is the problem? Why don't we ask the House leadership? Nandyan man si Speaker, nandyan man si Madjo. Ba't di lang natin tanongin?
Again po, I am unable to say yes or no to that question because it is not my decision to make. I would have to, again, submit this for the deliberation of the House leadership. And we will rest assured po what the assurance that I can give. If it was within my jurisdiction, I would have been able to decide right here and now. But please give us some time to submit this for the decision and deliberation of the House leadership.
But that is no assurance at all. 2025 ang NEP po natin 16 billion. Nag-insert po ng 17 billion ng House, naging 35 billion yung budget. 2026 ganun din. 17 billion ang NEP, 27 billion ang GAA. So ibig sabihin nag-insert ulit ng 10 billion. Tapos ayaw natin dumaan sa pre-plenary. So anong problema?
Kong Toby, I would like to reiterate that this is not an insertion. This was deliberated in the plenary. Although there was no pre-plenary for the budget of the Congress of the Philippines, the deliberations on the budget of the Congress of the Philippines was opened up during the plenary. All members were given the opportunity to propound questions to the budget sponsor last year. So although there were no pre-plenaries for the Congress of the Philippines in the past budget hearings, meron pong pagkakataon ang lahat po ng mga miyembro na suriin yung budget ng Congress of the Philippines pagdating po ng plenary deliberation. So if again the request is to have a pre-plenary for the Congress of the Philippines budget for this year, I will most definitely po, the assurance that I can give at the moment is that I will submit it to the wisdom of the House leadership.
Kung ganun pala, pwede naman palang sa plenary lang magtanong, bakit pa natin sila pinadadaan sa pre-plenary? Tapos tayo, ayaw natin idaan yung sarili natin sa pre-plenary. Pwede naman pala, di ba? Kung yun ang sagot niyo, kasi last year, ganun, yung House hindi dumaan sa pre-plenary, tapos sinagot lahat ng tanong sa plenary. Bakit lahat ng departamento pinadadaan natin tapos tayo hindi? Anong pagkakaiba?
Madam Chair, point of order.
Go ahead, Par. Before I respond, yes,
My good friend
Representative Tony
Toby
Albano.
Chanco is talking about our pre-plenary actions that we can take up amongst ourselves and not waste time with a lot of members who are ready to talk and debate issues regarding the DBCC. So, with respect to my good friend Toby Chanco, the list is so long that I don't even know if I can ask questions primarily on the national and local concerns later on with our friends who have prepared this. And this has been an ongoing practice to have the DBCC. So if this is a concern, my point of order, Madam Chair, is if this is concern about scheduling, maybe we can take this up with the permission of Congressman Toby, with the leadership, and not waste the time of members and also our guests here in plenary. If that is okay, that is a point of order that I'd like to
Okay,
make.
if it's a point of order, I will explain and I would like the chair to rule. If it's a point of order, I will not appeal. I'm just saying, kanina po sinabi 11 trillion po ang sinubmit. Binawasan po lahat ng departamento, ginawang hindi po dapat ibawas sa time ko 'yun kasi point of order po 'yan. Hindi po dapat ibawas sa oras ko yung sagot ko sa point of order niya dahil hindi ko po tanong 'yan. Okay, kanina po sinabi 11 trillion. Binawasan 7 trillion. So kaya natin pinapag-submit ang bawat departamento. Sasabihin nila, paano nila ginastos yung pera, nakabuti ba ito sa taong bayan. Yun po ang ginagawa sa pre-plenary. So paano po kami magtatanong dito sa plenaryo kung wala naman presentation ganon? Ano, huhulaan namin kung magkano yung nagastos? Anyway, I would like to request the chair to rule on the point of order. If you think I'm out of order, just say so.
Madam Chair, if I may be allowed
Before I rule on the point of order, I would first like to recognize Deputy Speaker Janet Green.
very quickly, Madam Chair. Unang araw po ito ng ating pre-plenary budget deliberations, and I believe the Honorable Chanco, whom we fully respect, has his point. The Honorable Chair and the Honorable Albano also have their own points. May I recommend, Madam Chair, that instead of ruling on matters that will create animosity, may I be allowed, Madam Chair, to propose the following: that the concern of the Honorable Chanco be referred to the Committee on Appropriations and be deliberated as soon as possible. And second, Madam Chair, if the Honorable Chanco will allow, that we now proceed with the deliberation of the DBCC, notwithstanding the fact that there are unanswered questions that the Committee on Appropriations are very much willing to answer, regardless of the decision of the leadership or whatever, because it's the committee that will respond. So, Madam Chair, if I may, again to reiterate, wag na po natin pagdebatihan yan kasi sayang po yung oras. We acknowledge the Honorable Chanco. We also acknowledge the point of the Honorable Chairwoman and the Honorable Albano, one of our party leaders. But at the same time, I believe we have to move forward. So if the Honorable Chanco is amenable, may I propose that his proposal be discussed by the Committee on Appropriations as soon as possible. But for the meantime, we all be allowed to proceed with the pre-plenary hearings of the DBCC.
Madam Chair, if I may reiterate,
With the indulgence of Representative Tiangco, I would first like to recognize Representative Tony Albano. Tony
yes, Madam
Petalon.
Chair, the point of order stays, and it's a long-standing tradition that the point of order has to be taken first. But I believe Representative Chanco has still that floor and time if he wants to use his 2 minutes or 5 minutes of his time to ask any relevant questions while the DBCCs and our guests are here. But if it's outside of that, I would really like to insist, if not, I'm asking permission for my good friend Toby Tiangco to please, everyone's stressed already, everyone's trying to do a good job or trying to help our country and our economy move up. These are the relevant questions that we have prepared ourselves to ask our guests. And if it's not relevant to the context of what we are discussing right now, then you have to rule in favor of the motions of the point of order that this is not exactly the forum for the cause of the good friend from Navotas, Congressman Tiangco, and then we can take it up right away if he wants with the leadership, with the speaker and the majority floor leader and the chairperson, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Representative Albano. If our honorable colleague, Representative Tiangco, will be amenable to it, rather than ruling on the point of order, as proposed by Deputy Speaker Garin, this is a matter that we can take up within the Executive Committee of the Committee on Appropriations. So again, rather than take it up here during the DBCC, as I assured earlier, I give my assurance that I will raise this to the House leadership for deliberation and decision. And we will get back to you as soon as possible on the matter.
Madam Chair.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, Representative Erice.
Yes, ang suggestion ko lang po, hindi lang po dapat siguro after deliberating with the Executive Committee, we should deliberate it in the plenary. Kasi po ang question dyan, yung equitability nung resources ng House, whether all representatives are meron pong kanya-kanyang pakinabang at yung sa sa budget at baka naman po kailangan po talaga equitable. Hindi ko naman po sinasabing equal, equitable yung distribution ng resources. So hindi lang po ito concern ng committee, concern po ng buong plenaryo. Salamat po.
Thank you, Representative Erice. Again, we acknowledge the point of the Honorable Erice and the Honorable Tiangco. And again, may I request for your kind indulgence to please give us time to raise it to the House leadership and within the Committee on, and also for the Committee on Appropriations to make the appropriate action on the matter. If again, if with the kind indulgence of Representative Tiangco and Representative Erice.
Madam Chair, the reason I brought it up today is para magkaroon ng time mag-prepare yung House. Anyway, please rule on the point of order of the Deputy.
Madam Chair, may I request for a few minutes suspension? May I request for a few minutes suspension?
Briefing is suspended.
A briefing anyway. I'd like to read on my motion of point of order so that we can move on and ask questions that are relevant for our society and for our district and for the national interest. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much, Representative Albano. With the point of order being withdrawn, may we now request the Honorable Tiangco to please proceed with other questions that you have for our agencies present here today.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Ito, Madam Chair, last year, kaya kailangan ulitin to, last year ko po ito tinanong. Nung third reading, and I even wrote you regarding this, no? Malaki po yung kontrobersya sa DPWH projects, no? I requested last year nung nag-third reading, I requested the chair na ilabas yung budget per districts at ilabas yung budgets per party list. Summarized, para alam natin magkano yung total per district at magkano yung total DPWH per party list at saan pumunta yon. Ngayon lumabas na po yung NEP ng DPWH. I am requesting again na sa NEP pa lang, i-post po natin sa ating website yung budgets per district para makita ng lahat yung mga budget ng DPWH per district at yung budget ng DPWH per party list at saan po ito napunta. Sasabihin ulit, hindi po ito kasama sa DBCC. Pero last year, kailan pa ako magkakaroon ng opportunity? Last year, tinanong ko yan nung third reading. Sumulat ako hanggang ngayon, walang sagot for the 2026. So palampasin na natin yung 2026. 2027, bakit hindi po natin, kung talagang gusto natin ng transparency, bakit hindi natin ipakita magkano ang budget per district, magkano ang budget per party list, at saan po ito napunta?
Representative Tiangco, what is contained in the NEP? In the NEP itself, if you would look at the budget of DPWH, meron na rin naman pong mga totals doon per DEO. So there's a regional total. There's also a total per district engineering offices. So those information are actually already contained in the NEP itself and later on when the HGAB is filed.
Hindi po kaya i-total yun ng ordinaryong mamamayan, Madam Chair. 772 pages yun. Hindi mahahanap yun. Why don't we make it easy for them na ipakita, okay, simula sa distrito na to, ito total budget, ito mga proyekto, ito total budget, ito. Tsaka doon, can you tell me, paano po hahanapin doon yung pinopost ng party list? How will we know sinong party list ang proponent doon sa budget na yon kung hindi po natin ilalabas?
Representative Tiangco, again, there are no proponents for the project. So if you would look at the HGAB and the NEP, you would see that there are totals per district engineering offices. So there is actually no way to us to be able to create a summary of what are proposed by party list members as opposed to district representatives because there are no such thing as
Meron po yan, Madam Chair. Hindi naman tayo pinanganak ka.
But again, po, the information that is being asked for, which would be the summary of the budget per district engineering office, per regional office, they're all contained there in the NEP. Within the DPWH budget itself. Makikita nyo po yun, naka-separate out po yan sa NEP. Within the DPWH budget, you already have the totals per district engineering office, and in the annexes, you have there the line items in terms of the project. So lahat po ng impormasyon na yun, nandun na po yun sa NEP at sa HGAB.
Madam Chair, nakasulat po yun sa NEP pero hindi po naka-total per district. Kaka-check ko lang po. Anyway, yun lang po hinihingi ko. So, pwede bang, kasi yung DPWH budget is 772 pages. So kung hahanapin po yan ng mga kababayan natin, mahihirapan po sila. Hindi ba pwedeng padaliin natin, ihiwalayin lang natin yung mga proyekto per district? Yun lang po ang hiling ko. Pwede po ba?
May I defer for the answer, the expert on the matter, the Vice Chairperson of the Committee on Appropriations, defending the budget of the Department of Public Works and Highways, Representative Romeo Momo, to respond to the query of the Honorable Tiangco.
Yes, Madam Chair, thank you. Ang totoo lang, in every DEO, mayroon tayong total budget and then mayroon ding naka-line ng mga projects, no? So, ang ibig sabihin siguro ni ni Honorable Chanco is yung mga nakalagay ng mga project ang ipa-scale natin, ano, i-post natin. But yung projects na yun madaling hanapin sa mga DEOs, no? DEOs natin, in fact, sa mga accounts ng mga DEOs, yung mga yung Facebook accounts ng mga DEOs, nandoon naka-post yung ating mga projects.
Madam Chair, hindi po para sa atin yun, para sa kababayan natin, para madali nilang makita. Hindi po para sa akin. Dahil tayo, pag hiningin natin sa DO, ibibigay. Pero may mga projects po na nasa NCR, nasa region, hindi po siya nakatotal per district. Pero dapat yun, pasok dun sa district. So ang hinihingi ko lang po is pagsamahin, simplihan, para makita ng kababayan natin ano po yung budgets per district. Yun lang po.
Well, I think, Madam Chair, yung pinapost naman din ng mga regional offices at saka region is not for us, congressmen, but it is for everyone, especially doon sa constituents natin, doon sa ating mga distrito.
Madam Chair.
Madaling ma-access po yon sa lahat ng mga DEOs, mayroon silang mga publications, actually.
Madam Chair, very quick clarification with the question of Kong Chanco. Yeah.
Yes, given that the time of the Honorable Tiangco is up, yes, I would now like to recognize
Just a very
Deputy
quick-
Speaker Janet Guerin.
Quick clarification para lang pong malinawan. Hindi po kasi magkapareho ang DPWH District Engineering Office vis-a-vis sa Congressional District Office. And sometimes it's a misnomer kasi yung ibang congressional district, akala mo halos walang budget, but actually hindi kapareho nung District Engineering Office and yung Congressional District Office. So if I may, Madam Chair, may we request for purposes of answering the Honorable Chanco that he be instead furnished a total allocation on a regional basis that will be more reflective of equitable distribution if indeed it is.
Madam Chair, since the Honorable Garina replied to my manifestation, can I be given a chance to reply?
Yes. Go ahead, Representative Chanco. We'll give you, with the indulgence of the other House members who are listed for interpellation, may we give the Honorable Tiangco time to manifest? Would that be amendable? Okay. With the concurrence of the other House members, Honorable Tiangco, go ahead po.
Madam Chair, the only reason I will manifest is because there was a reply. No? Otherwise, I would have been finished. No, yun lang nga po. It's exactly the reason why. Kasi nga iba po yung District Engineering Office, iba po yung Congressional District. Kaya nga ang sinasabi ko, palabasin kung ano yung budget per Congressional District. Kasi nga po yung per District Engineering Office does not mean na yun po yung budget sa distrito na yun. So yung sinasabi po ni Congresswoman Garin, yan po ang precise reason na gusto ko hiwalay siya per district. Yun lang po, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Representative Tiangco. Thank you, Representative Garin. We will again relay this.
Madam
This is a
Chair.
matter for DPWH.
Madam Chair,
Yes, Representative Arisa.
very brief interjection. Importante lang po. I think the DBCC can answer that question. Kasi dumadaan lahat ng budget, binabawasan nga nila yung allocation. For example, for DPWH, may mga regional, national, district allocations. So ano pong basis ng DBCC? Anong parameters in determining ano yung mga proyekto na importante in terms of need, in terms of population, in terms of land area? Ano po ba ang basis nitong mga allocations na ito per district, per region, at yung mga national projects? Meron po kayong parameters niyan?
Okay, we'll allow Secretary Kim to respond very quickly, and then we'll move to our next interpellator from the majority. Go ahead, Sec Kim.
Madam Chair, Your Honor, as to the evaluation metric used, well, number one po, as per our evaluation, ang natanggap po natin ng mga proposal mula sa DPWH ay naka-arrange according to the implementing unit, which are district engineering offices. So ito po yung ating ginamit sa pag-evaluate, gayon din po sa paglagay po at pagrekomenda ng amount na napunta po sa National Expenditure Program. As to the requisite formula, number one po, we will defer to DPWH on a more detailed or specific formula dahil po sa level po ng DBM, pangunahin po sa aming naging evaluation yung implementation readiness ng bawat isang proposal, completeness po ng mga dokumento na magpupruweba na the projects submitted and part of the NEP are implementation ready at kompleto po yung mga dokumento mula sa project profile, program of works, gayon din po yung tamang geotagging dahil dito po nakabatay yung ating layunin na masiguro na maiwasan o mawala po yung posibilidad na maging mga ghost projects muli po yung mga proyektong nakasaad po sa NEP. So ito po yung naging pangunahin na metric na ginamit po ng DBM in evaluating the public works proposal submitted by the DPWH.
Thank you. SecChem will now move to our next interpellator from the majority, Representative Salvador Plato.
Thank you, Madam Chair, to our dear colleagues and our esteemed guests from DBCC and their staff. Magandang hapon na po sa inyo lahat. Madam Chair, alam naman natin na I am from Bulacan. I was happy to hear President Bongbong Marcos in his last SONA that the partial operations of the North-South commuter rail system will begin last quarter of 2027. Ulitin ko po, last quarter of 2027. This partial operation will cover West Valenzuela City to Malolos City or 25 kilometers sa 7 stations na manggagaling po ng Valenzuela papuntang Malolos. To achieve this partial operation, how much funding did DOTR request for this segment of NACR for 2027? And how much was allotted in the National Expenditure Program? I really hope, Madam Chair, the Secretary of DBM, you match the President's desire of the partial operation of the North-South commuter system in Bulacan with appropriate funding and timely release of the budget. At nasabi din ng ating Pangulo na the other segment, yung manggagaling naman sa Malolos, papuntang Clark, will be operational by 2028. How much did the DOTR request for this segment also? At magkano po ang nailocate talaga sa NEP? Alam naman po, Mr. Chair, ang electricity in your production. Kumbaga,
Naman, Madam Chair, Your Honor, kung ano po yung magiging timing, amount of increase, if any,
from 84 billion to something like almost 300 billion. Pabago sa proseso.
Your Honor, Madam Chair, a lot of it will depend on how the legislature finalizes the proposed numbers in the progress bill. You are correct that there are essentially 3 measures that are revenue enhancing. They affect social,